Everyone, a lovely Thursday afternoon. Before we start the session, we are going to invoke the God by the prayer song. I would like to request Pallavi from 3rd year B Farm for her prayer song. Pallavi.
Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramekam niranandam anandamadvaita purnam Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramekam niranandam anandamadvaita purnam Param nirgunam nirvishesham giriham Parabrahmarupam ganesham bhajema Parabrahmarupam ganesham bhajema Parabrahmarupam ganesham bhajema. Thank you.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity as it expels the darkness and guides us towards a better prosperity and happiness in our lives. I invite all the dignitaries onto the dais to please light the lamps. Before we start the session, I would like to extend warm welcome to the guest speakers who are present today over here. I request our Chairman Dr. Biovitamins sir to please welcome Mr. Kumaraswamy Managing Director, Biovitamins Private Limited, Bengaluru with the sapling. I request our Chairman sir to please welcome the guest speaker, Mr. Kumaraswamy sir, Managing Director, Biovitamins Private Limited, Bengaluru with the sapling. I also request our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Vishwanath sir, to please welcome Mr. Harish K. Jain sir, Director, Embiotic Laboratories Private Limited, Bangalore. I would like to request Shobha Raniman, Director, ABIPER, to welcome our Chairman, our Honorable Chairman with the sapling. I request Shobha Raniman to please welcome our Chairman. Now I would like to extend a warm welcome to Shobha Raniman with the sapling. I would like to request Chairman sir, our Honorable Chairman sir, to welcome Dr. Parachal Pikhanu, Research Advisor at ABIPER. I would like to request our Principal in Charge, Dr. Suchitra ma'am, to please welcome Shobha Rani ma'am with the sapling, please. I would like to request Dr. Shobha from Pharmacy Practice Department to please welcome our Principal in Charge, Dr. Suchitra ma'am with the backlight. I also extend my warm welcome to all the teaching members and my dear students. I welcome you all to the motivational session organized by Institution Innovation Council of ABIPER on the topic My Successful Story as an Entrepreneur. This day also marks the National Youth Day celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, to honor and cherish his ideas, teachings. We are extremely proud to organize this event on this imperative day. Without any further delay, let's start this program with the influential and motivating session on the topic. Before we proceed, I would like to request Shobha Rani ma'am to please welcome the address. Before proceeding with the welcome address, I would like to introduce our Director of ABIPER, Dr. Shobha Rani ma'am. She was Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka. She also worked in a private institution under Raju Lectures. She has experience as HOD for 25 years and administrative experience as 1 year as Vice Principal. She has received Top 30 Iconic Principal Award for Excellence and Leadership in Education. She was recognized as Mahila Ratna on International Women's Day in the year 2020, APTI Women of the Year 2017, Stars Award for the Teachers of Excellence in Academic Research, 12 Best Research Paper Awards, number of research papers presented in national and international journals, which is near to 129. Number of research publications ma'am has it at her credit was 94. She's guided PhD and MPharm students, 94 MPharm students, 11 PhD students and 94 PharmD students. Ma'am has patents of number 2 patents. She also served and serving as the chairperson for the scientific sessions at various nations such as Indian Pharmaceutical Congress. She served as a member of Signal Review Panel. Without further delay, ma'am, I would like to request you to welcome the address and also talk about Institution Innovation Council of ABIPER. I request all the dignitaries to please occupy the seats of the dais. I request all the dignitaries to please take your seats off the dais as we are going to have a presentation on the Institution Innovation Council of ABIPER. I request all the dignitaries to please take your seats off the dais. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Paranjyoti, Dr. Vishwanath, Dr. Suchitra, dear faculty members and dear students. This is a small presentation about Institutions Innovation Council which we have started at ABIPER. So since the students and some of the faculty do not have a clear idea, it's about 5 minutes presentation on what is Institution Innovation Council, who are the members of that, and what is the role of each member. So Ministry of Education, Government of India has established MOE's Innovation Cell to systematically foster the culture of innovation amongst all higher education institutions in India. And the primary mandate of this is to encourage, inspire and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform these ideas into prototypes. So it's mainly for you students, this whole program. The focus of IIC are to create a vibrant local innovation ecosystem, then startup supporting mechanism in higher education institutions, to prepare institution for ATIL ranking of institutions on innovation achievements framework, to develop better cognitive ability for technology students. So these are all the focus areas of IIC. And coming to the innovation cell, what are the functions? The functions are to conduct various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities prescribed by Central MIC in time-bound fashion, and we are having the first of its kind, like the first one, that is entrepreneurship development and the success stories by successful entrepreneurs today. Then identify and reward innovations and share success stories. Organize periodic workshops, seminars, interactions with entrepreneurs, investors, professionals, and create a mentor pool for student innovators. Then network with peers and national entrepreneurship development organizations. Then create an institution's innovation portal to highlight innovative projects carried out by institutions' faculty and students. Organize hackathons, idea competitions, mini challenges, etc. with the involvement of industries. Now coming to the constitution of IIC, one is the faculty representation. The faculty representation can be from teaching and sometimes even a non-teaching faculty like computer person and all that. So one faculty can have multiple roles in IIC. So the first is the president, the vice president, the convener, then we have innovation activity coordinator, startup activity coordinator, internship coordinator, IPR activity coordinator, social media coordinator, then ARIIA, that means ATIL ranking of institutions on innovation achievements coordinator, which is optional, then NIRF coordinator, which is optional, then we can have any number of members. Then second is the expert from industries. So we can have IP expert or patent expert, startup or alumni entrepreneur, experts from nearby industry or industry association or ecosystem enablers, then financial institutions, bank, investor, angel investor, venture capitalist, the nearby incubation center. Then we can also have student representatives, so we are going to involve many of you in this IIC. Then special invitees, if any, also could be included. Coming to the functions, the president will constitute the IIC council and appoint all the members. He or she is responsible for ensuring that quarterly council meeting is planned effectively. So we need to plan quarterly activities and then the president has to lead the council. The vice president is an honorary post for a senior expert representative from industry or ecosystem enablers. Then we have the convener who will work in close coordination with IIC president and will provide help required for smooth conduction of activities. He or she will ensure the participation in the meeting and will prepare the meeting agenda at least 10 days prior to the meeting and circulated to all the members. Then the Innovation Activity Coordinator will work to promote innovation related activities on campus. Then the Startup Activity Coordinator will work to boost startup generation among students. The Internship Coordinator will work to arrange student internships in startups so as to expose them with startup ecosystem in India, real life challenges in startup and their success stories. IPR Activity Coordinator, his job, he or she will promote awareness about IPRs and conduct related activities on campus. The Social Media Coordinator will create and manage IIC page, account on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube and other relevant social media platforms. He or she will be responsible for posting all the relevant information about council meeting resolution and action plan, IIC activities and follow tag IIC page and post them on these platforms. He or she will also ensure that all students follow IIC page or the account on social media to get the first-hand information. The ARIIA coordinator, she or he coordinates for the ARIIA related activities, that is to get A till ranking. It's about ranking. We can apply for ranking of our institution. Then NIRF coordinator coordinates for NIRF related activities. The IP expert or the patent expert, he could be any registered patent agent or a lawyer or the subject matter expert who have sufficient years of experience in the IPR domain. He or she would suggest points related to patent and technology transfer in the council meetings. He or she would also play a key role in the IPR workshops. Coming to the startup or alumni entrepreneur, the role of alumni entrepreneur is to guide the council in the matters of startup ecosystem and also guide the students of the institution. He or she can share his success story as an entrepreneur or innovator. Then expert from nearby industry or industry association or ecosystem enablers. The technical expert would play the role of mentor or guide to the institute students. He or she will help in organizing institute level idea competition or hackathon by suggesting suitable problem statements. He or she will give his inputs in council meetings about the latest trends in technology and feasibility of the idea or the point discussed. Then we also have the bank or the investor or the angel investor, whose role is to give information about loan schemes, grant and investments regarding startup and entrepreneurship. Then expert from nearby incubation center, he or she will help the IIC in conducting idea workshops or competition or hackathon or boot camps, etc. He or she will also help the IIC in providing mentoring, incubation guidance and business network support. Coming to the student representatives, they will act as a medium of communication between IIC and institute students. He or she will act as a volunteer for IIC programs and will support respective faculty coordinators. We could also have special invitees, as I said. The president can nominate any person as a special invitee in IIC council meeting. The special invitee could be any eminent person in the field of academics, industry, research or innovation. So as you have seen, the whole idea is to promote innovation, startup, entrepreneurship among the youth, among the students. So I would urge that all our faculty and the students, you make use of this platform. This is a wonderful platform which was not there earlier. It has come recently and we are really lucky to have such schemes. So you will be having many industry experts, like today you have 2 industry experts. Like this, we will keep on having number of programs. You will be able to interact with industry experts, academic experts, innovators, startup people, and even patent, different experts you will be able to listen to and interact, and you will be encouraged for innovation. Okay? And the IAC of ABIPER was formed with all the members, like as we have stated. So we have constituted with me as the president, Dr. Paranjyoti sir as the vice president, Dr. Suchitra as the convener, and we have each staff member for every post. Every coordinator we have identified a specific staff member. So we have made a IIC of ABIPER. It was formed on the 4th of December and it's officially being inaugurated today. And we have also made a quarterly plan like this, and then we have uploaded this in the IAC website. So we have a plan. What are the activities which we are going to be doing in the first quarter? So likewise we have planned for second quarter, third quarter and so on. And there is lots to look forward in this coming year. So with this, I thank all the eminent people who have graced the occasion today and then who will be sharing your success stories as the first talks of our activity. I say thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. We're blessed to inaugurate this Institution Innovation Council in the presence of August gathering. Thank you very much. Before we proceed further, I would like to welcome our Research Director, Dr. Paranjyoti sir, to introduce the speaker today. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce Dr. Paranjyoti sir, Research Director of ABIPER. He has been a director for Somerset Therapeutic Limited, Bangalore, Director for Technical Phytotech Extracts Private Limited, Yashisha Labs Private Limited, Bangalore, Principal Scientist in Bangalore Allergy Center, Bangalore, Director or Scientist Advisor for ITBR, Institute of Drug Delivery and Biomedical Research, Bangalore. Dr. Paranjyoti sir did his B.Pharm from Madurai University and from MPhD from BITS Pilani, Rajasthan. Has been identified as an industrial advisor, consultant, and emeritus professor at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He was in USA for 5 years, served as principal scientist at Nobel Laboratories. Earlier, he served as director technical at Jugat Pharma for over 23 years. He also served many MNCs like Quest, Duffer, Lee & Baker, and many Indian and international companies like Fairdeal, Mount Meadow. Dr. Paranjyoti sir has published over 20 research articles in the international journals and over 50 review and research articles at leading Indian journals. He has 5 patents, has contributed chapters in the books and delivered over 50 invited lectures. Dr. Paranjyoti sir has over 45 years of experience in pharmaceutical industry. He has special interest in transmucosal drug delivery systems. We proudly invite you to address the gathering and also introduce the speaker today, sir. We welcome you with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon. So, respected Chairman Dr. Vishwanath, Mr. Harish, Mr. Kumaraswamy Raju, Dr. Shobharani, Dr. Suchitra, and my dear students. I would say not my dear students, or they are now budding pharmacists. Dr. Shobharani has now narrated very nicely what is now this IIC. The Ministry of Education has done a wonderful job. Now this government has taken seriously about the MOE, and that is why we are having IAC inauguration today. IAC, when they started, when the question is that I would like to add few more points from Dr. Shobarani. When is that IAC started? IAC started in 2018. How many members were there? Only 600. As on January 2023, 6,500 members are here. And it is expected that this year end, that is 23N, it is going to touch 9,000. So the Ministry of Education is doing a wonderful job. This IAC is the very important thing. What for this IAC and who for IAC? This IAC is meant for mostly for students and academics, all faculties. Then comes to organization, then comes to industry. So industry has have a vast backup so that our students will give a good thinking about what is innovation. See, the word innovation is a very funny word. What is innovation? Anything if you do good, is something new, it may be a something new product or it may be a something new process. The classification, what it says, the denotation says that innovation is successful exploitation of new ideas. Now, what is the innovation can do? The innovation can lead to an invention. So what then the question comes, what is invention? The innovation can do a discovery. So let us see what is now invention. Invention is now doing something new which is not there earlier. It may be a product, it may be a process. So the invention is a new thing that is doing it and what that can be patented. But now what is discovery? Discovery also comes from the innovation. The innovation is a very fine word. So what is discovery? We all know that Columbus discovered America. He went in the sea voyage. He thought that he will touch upon the Asia, but he stumbled upon America. So that is a discovery. So what is the difference between the discovery and invention? So discovery is one which is already existing, but you are perceiving it today. So that is discovery. So discovery cannot be patented. Invention can be patented. So this is very, very important. So to come to the students, make them understand what is innovation. Innovation is anything that is possible. So I would like to show you one product called as, I'm having this product, it is named as MIO, M-I-O. Students are all listening now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. M-I-O. You all take water bottles, right? Some take the water bottle like Mr.Y.N, some take the water bottles like thermos flask. But now the innovation says that when you take the water bottle with the top cap having the temperature showing I am just taking 37-degree water. So that is an innovation. So this Bio is a very strange and good product popular in USA. So when you take water, every day you take water, what happens? You get bored. So you take water, add one squeeze. One squeeze can make orange drink, one squeeze can make lemon drink, strawberry drink, and so on. And now what is the speciality of this product? The company claims. The company claims that it contains no proteins, it contains no fat, it contains no calories. It is meant for bringing your weight down. So for the obese patients, this is one of the choice today. So this is what is the small story? That small story is very important. This is what is called as the innovation. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Kumaraswamy. Mr. Kumaraswamy Raju is the founder and managing director of Biovitamins Ltd, and he is a graduate with diploma in pharmacy. He started his career as a medical rep at Econ Limited, followed with a stint with the product management at Modi Mundi Pharma. With a view to serve the humanity, Mr. Kumaraswamy Raju decided to start a nutraceutical company in 1998. Biovitamins rendered human service during the time of COVID-19 pandemic by introducing a multi-protective immunity booster known as C+ tablets, which was acclaimed as the most prescribed immunity booster of 2020, and he was honored with the prestigious Times Business Award. His Biovitamins company is a GMP and ISO certified company, continues his mission to provide nutrition for the all better tomorrow. And he is Mr. Raju, I present over here.
So we proudly welcome you to our organization over here. Who else can talk about entrepreneurship apart from the real entrepreneur? With proud happiness, we would like to welcome you and address the gathering and inspire a lot of young entrepreneurs who are going to be. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon to you all. So I am very glad to be here today to interact with the young talent. As Dr. Parajyoti told about me and my company Biovitamins Private Limited. Just like you, I'll go back to my 3 decades back when I was a student. I had a big dreams and plans in college days. So once after passing out from college, I had an opportunity to get into production or marketing. So what I took a decision that very close to my home we had a pharmaceutical company by name called Bangalore Pharmaceuticals and Research Laboratories. I think I know. Old people they will knowing about iron tablets. Yes. Iron tablets. You also? Ex-employee? Okay. So I choose to become a medical representative. I want to get into marketing. So 1 month training I underwent in BPRL. I was not aware where they were going to post me. I know only my job that I should go on generate prescriptions. After 1 month, our marketing director, Mr. H.R. Kedlaya, gave an appointment order and along with that ticket, bus ticket. He told that we are posting you at Vijayawada. I got shocked. It was about 700 kilometers from Bangalore, but I didn't get a choice. I took up the challenge. I went over to Vijayawada for me first time. First time I'm traveling out of Bangalore after college days. It was a wonderful experience for me. I don't know anybody in that town. Just I stayed in the hotel. Then started meeting doctors and generating prescription, and I did extremely well. Then my MD told, I need your presence at Warangal. That was a problematic area for us, highly unionized. I went to Warangal. I stayed. I accidentally happened to meet Dr. Paranjyoti's son, Mr. Subbu. He was working for Eli Lilly. I was with. By that time it became Recon. So we have launched, we to sell our IMOL. Our competitive brand was Combiflam. I think most of them aware. It was costing about 65 paise, but we to sell our IMOL at 1 rupee, 25 paise those days. Double the cost. So I should thank my marketing director. He has given such an opportunity to talk to the doctor about micronized paracetamol. It disintegrates fast, will get pain relief quickly. This is the communication what we used to do to communicate to the doctor. Then from there, they were shifted me to Hyderabad. When I was working in Hyderabad, I was olden days now we used to depend more on detailing stories. Now no doctor will listen to us now. Because every doctor knows. Now it is a digital world, they get all the information over the phone. So when I was communicating to the doctor about isosarbate 5-month network, we had one brand vaccinate. It's a native combination. That Modi Mundi for my NSM, I don't know, he liked my communication. He was hearing because the doctor allows everybody to come into the chamber, then we have to interact. Then once I came out of the chamber, the gentleman, he asked me, are you interested to change the company? I told, no sir, I don't have any plan. I'll give you a good opportunity. Your product knowledge seems to be good. Why can't you get into my product team? I thought it's very interesting. And again, it's a challenging job. It's a new job, but I was more keen on it. Then I joined Modi Mundi at Delhi. I worked for about 6 months in brand management. Then somehow my health was not great at Delhi. Then I came back to Bangalore. And again, I approached my record marketing director. He told me, why can't you start business and you own something? Then that's how I got an idea in 1998 that I used to start a business. See, it's not like this. Now we are all fortunate. Now the environment to start business is really good. At that time, it was a big challenge. Every step was a challenge. You don't believe, 3 days I wasted to open a bank account. You all believe? Now if you want to open a bank account, there are hundreds of people will be behind to have your account. I approached 3 banks, all nationalized banks, there are no much private banks. They told, you need an introduction from current holder only, current account holder only. How I will know? Then finally at the 4th bank, when I approached Corporation Bank, the manager was a little enterprising character and he called one of his customers, Harish, and he want to open an account, current account, you want to start a business, come on, sign. That was a big challenge at that time opening it. So finally after opening an account, we need funds. to raise the funds, again it was a big challenge. Not like now. Now, if you have any innovative ideas or products, you will get lot of funding. Private equity funding, you will get angel financing. There are a lot of people who are ready to invest. So I started with an investment about 50,000 I had or so with me. Then rest 2 lakhs. My father took me to one of his close friends who was a goldsmith. I got about 2 lakhs loan from him. Then I started Biovitamins is the product. First product is our Biovitamins. That is our protein supplement. At that time, this American Soybean Growers Association, they were very actively promoting soya protein isolate in India. Even though we grow a lot of soybean in India, we were not marketing. But from US they used to come and promote and they used to sell their soya protein isolate. So I tied up with them. With their help, we used to get together with the doctors because they were sponsoring all that activities. So with their help, we started building our Biovitamins, that is soya protein. Again, for a marketing company, now pharmaceutical company, trademarks and patents are very essential. So to register a trademark, it took 3 days for me. Myself went personally to Chennai at Saxony Bhavan. At that time, the trademark registry was not digitalized. So it took 3 days for me to search for one bank and to apply for a registration. Then we have registered Biovitamins. Then we started just with the 2.5 lakh investment. Then myself and I had 2 more my colleagues who known to me. We started with 3 Bangalore, 2 and at Mysore. Now, today we are about 200 employees. We did 42 crores last financial year. And it is not a hybrid growth, it is the organic growth. Because we have not invested much funds, whatever the profit which we generate, we have to keep expanding product by product. And I have Mr. good friend and well-wisher, Mr. Harish. After meeting him, I got into pharmaceuticals also. Not only nutraceuticals, along with that I started promoting pharmaceutical product to balance only our volumes. Then, step by step we have built. Initially, we were manufacturing only protein supplements. Rest all pharmaceuticals I used to get it on contract manufacturing. Slowly we have built up our products, our company. Almost now we are covering about half of India now. Up to Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Orissa, these are the states where we are marketing our product. Then these nutraceuticals, initially, if you look at the micronutrients in our doctors in Indian market, the last one is the micronutrient. The least important they to give for micronutrient. But today it has changed. Even doctors, they believe that prevention is better than cure, so they recommend a lot of nutraceutical products. Now we started with the one, now we have about 40 formulations with us, and it is highly appreciated by the doctor fraternity for our innovation and our branding, our packaging and our composition. Yeah. When it was a big challenge for our pharma industry, when the lockdown, 2000 March, when the lockdown happened, we had a big challenges. We have to sustain our employees. There were no revenue for 3 months almost. Because everything was locked down. We didn't have. And lot of companies got into sanitizers, masks. Being a nutraceutical company, they are waiting. what is the best immunity booster that we can give to the society. Then, once the ICMR guidelines came out that recommending vitamin C about 1000 mg and D3 about 2000 IU and zinc 50 milligram, and most of my well-wisher doctors, they have started calling. Arey, we are taking about 3 to 4 tablets to get this therapeutic benefit. Why can't you make it one tablet? So then we started on working. It was again a challenge for us because vitamin C is a very hygroscopic in nature, and most of the brands are available only in the chewable tablets. So we did about 2-3 trials. We have failed. Again we tried, and we got success at 4th time. And the stability, that's what Dr. Paranjoti tells. I do all in crude way. What, doctor? We are at that time ending that time also. So once we are successful, the demand, how to reach the customers? Then we use the social media. We started communicating to doctors through WhatsApp, through Facebook, Instagram. Then initially we had a lot of challenges. No distributor was ready to buy our product because there also some. But them also it's a new. It's a 1000 mg. They had their own doubt whether this product moves in the market or not. Then after social media, these doctors, they started liking. They started sharing among their colleagues. Lot of people, they started calling us. They started coming to our office to collect the C plus. So like that it is spread and the market is picked up, and everything was a challenge those days because of the lockdown, manpower, logistics, sourcing raw material, packing material, everything was a big challenge. We did lot of work. We used to work almost 18 hours in a day. 18 hours in a day we worked, and we tried our best to meet the demands in the market. Now, it got us a lot of recognition, awards, and we have the self-satisfaction. Ultimately, that is the main. Whatever the job you do now, you should get satisfied. Today, now, after COVID, now we have got with Dr. Paranjoti. We are working for newer nutraceutical product. Now the diabetic is a big issue for India, or we can call it the capital of diabetes, India. Now, to naturally to take care of that, we are working on a new product called Dia Root, which is a combination of herbal extracts and vitamins and minerals. Now already we have developed the product. Now we have to do the clinical trials also. Now next we want to work for cardiac. That already I shared with the madam. That what we have. This all we are going to take it from a kitchen item only. And all natural extracts like omega, ginger extract, terpenoids, garlic, then flaxseed oil, omega-3, then green tea extract, grape tea extract. These are the products we have planning for the future. And now, coming to the present generation, see, we used to struggle for everything those days because this is not digitalized. Now, over your mobile, you get all the information, you can do a lot of things. So, now you may be all dreaming and planning for your future. I think all final year students only now. So now it's an opportunity, you can plan. Now it's a good environment. If you have good innovation, there are a lot of investors to fund, lot of people to support also. So like me, I had our Harish is like a publisher to me. Whenever we used to have a challenge. First, I had a challenge with our Biovit, the trademark. After building the brand, I had a tough time with from one of the major pharmaceutical companies. So it was a big challenge. Almost I thought I collapsed. But I made up my mind. I was strong enough. We fought legally and we got registered that trademark. So for pharma industry only, patents and trademarks are very important. So thank you for giving me an opportunity for me to interact with all young talent. This is Dr. Vishnath. So I wish all your dreams and plans come true. I wish you all the best. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, so thank you very much. True entrepreneurship is, generating the creative ideas. I think with the creative ideas at that point of time, you could make to this far. Thank you very much for enlightening our students with your successful story. Hope this story is really going to inspire them and we could see at least 10 to 50 members from this hall to be an entrepreneur. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our principal in charge, Dr. Suchitra ma'am, to introduce our second guest speaker, Mr. Harish Jain, Director of Embiotic Laboratories, Ltd, Bangalore.
Good afternoon, one and all. I take this privilege to introduce the other guest speaker of the day, Harish Jain sir. Harish Jain sir did B.Pharm from the Government College of Pharmacy, Bangalore, and Pharm from DIPSA, Delhi. Sir is a pharma entrepreneur with 30 years of experience in the industry. Sir is the president for Karnataka Drugs and Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association. He is also elected member of Committee of Administration of Pharmaceuticals Exports Promotion Council set up by Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Government of India for the term 2022 to 2024. Sir is a member of Expert Working Group of Indian Pharmacopoeia. Sir is a Senior Vice President, Federation of Pharma Entrepreneur, Jain. He is a member, Vision Group of Pharmaceuticals, Minimum Wages of Advisory Board of Government of Karnataka, Karnataka Drugs, Logistics and Warehousing Society of Government of Karnataka. Sir is also member from 2020 to 2025 for Strategic Planning Group, Faculty of Pharmacy, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore, India. Sir is the Chief Advisor, Industry Advisory Board, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Amity University, Noida. Sir is the Executive Committee member for IPA-KSP. Sir is also a member of Regulatory Committee of Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council set up by Ministry of Commerce. Sir is a member of IPA and also a member of Steering Committee of Department of Pharmaceuticals for organizing India Pharma and Medical Devices Expo event in Bangalore every year. Sir is a Joint Secretary, Organizing Committee of Golden Jubilee Celebrations of Government of College of Pharmacy, Bangalore. Sir is also IPC Co-Chairman, Exhibition Committee, which was conducted in 63rd IPC, Bangalore. Sir is a Certified Corporate Director by Institute of Directors. So we welcome you, sir.
Think big, think fast, think ahead, and ideas are no one's monopoly. I think, so this is a very apt for you. So with this quote on you, I would like to welcome you to this beautiful gathering where you are going to really inspire and motivate all the young entrepreneurs over here.
Thank you, Dr. Suchitra, for this detailed introduction. By the way, my blood group is O positive. I think you forgot that. I'm extremely happy to be here, and it's just of such stalwarts. Like I'm fortunate and feeling proud. I was sharing the stage with Dr. Paranjyoti, who has been like, it is kind of a dream come true, such a senior most my industry colleague. And it's been always fortunate that I'm sharing a stage with him. And also happy that I was also sharing a stage with my old friend Shobharani Hirema. We were in same college and she was my senior. And in fact, she was doing her post-graduation when I just joined BPharm. So it's been, thank you Dr. Vishwanath for giving me this opportunity to address such a august gathering. And also so extremely happy that I'm sharing a stage for the first time with my great friend Kumaraswamy Raju. We have been together for almost like 24, 25 years now, working together and so share so much of vibes, great vibes together. And we have done such, and when we talk about innovation, in fact, when Dr. Vishwanath called me, we'll be having an innovation council, innovation council, then this is a subject which is so dear to my heart. Like innovation is something like one of the movies they had that it's called entertainment. So there's such a, look, now when we talk about innovation, how the profession of pharmacy came into being, anybody can answer. Today, we talk about Indian pharmaceutical industry, which is around 3 lakh plus crores annually and growing. It's expected to reach almost like $130 billion by 2030. And world over, it's almost like more than $1 trillion. So, can anybody tell how this profession of pharmacy, I'm just talking about pharmacy industry, I'm not talking about other branches of pharmacy, but then how that came into being? It was only by innovation. We all are sitting here, it's only because of innovation. Earlier, if you go back, maybe Dr. Paranjyoti should be able to really around 60 years, 70 years back, doctors used to give you some mixtures and some powders, put it in a packet and all that, some kind of a mixtures and all that. This was a profession, the medicine was given by somebody, we used to call them Vaidya or Hakim. Compounder came much later because the doctor was busy, he wanted somebody to help, so that was how the compounder came. But then what we did was, some of our forefathers in the pharmacy profession, they decided to convert that mixtures into bottles and tablets, capsule, unit dosage forms. That was the biggest innovation, I would say, in the history of pharmacy. Not many of us would realize that this was the biggest innovation which had happened. And our profession, we are all sitting here making money, making our whole career and all that kind of a thing. I think with that note, what I would like to say is, before I talk about my journey and my where all my life took us, I want to tell you two sets of words. I think most of you are aware of it. Our whole profession of pharmacy is dependent on 3 words: safety, efficacy, and quality. Now, you must say, what separates us from the quacks? Anybody? What separates us from quacks? You must have heard of stories, a doctor somewhere in some remote corner of this world claiming that I have developed this particular medicine or some mixture which will cure HIV, it might cure some kind of a diabetes and all that. Many of you, have you heard? Isn't it? But
There are road side, I'm not even talking about road side. There are a lot of respected people who have been promoting their own branch of medicine, their own medicine, saying that this powder which I have discovered or what I have made is curing diabetes. Now what separates us pharmacy profession is the safety aspect. Efficacy is very easy to prove. The one which is difficult to prove is safety. And our profession, we prove safety. That is why we are different. That is the innovation what we have done. And quality, obviously, when you have to have a quality of the product on tablet after tablet, crores of tablets, everything of same quality. That is where our profession is very important. This is all of you are here. I will now, when we talk about entrepreneurship, again 3 words. Ready for it? In WhatsApp, I think what I would request you is on WhatsApp, there is a feature where you can message yourself. So you can write down these 3: safety, efficacy, quality. Obviously, every of you know. I'll tell you another set of 3 words. Please note down that probably when by the end of the presentation you'll realize how important are these words. One is need. NEED, need. Desires and problem. Right? And people who are lazy enough even to just to type it out, you can message to the email groups. Anyway, these are 3 very extremely 3 important words. If somebody wants, now before I proceed further, how many of you want to become entrepreneur? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5, 9, 10. Oh, great. Thank you. I think this is the first time in this gathering I have almost like I would say close to around 5% of the people want to become entrepreneurs. And today, after being an entrepreneur after 30 years, one of the most satisfying thing what I can do, and I'm so proud of myself, is I'm able to create jobs and give jobs. Isn't it important? There are more than 200 people working in Kumaraswamy Raju's company. He has given maybe direct employment to 200 plus people and indirect to maybe thousands of the people. And there is no better satisfaction than giving job. You realize when you start giving jobs and being a successful company. And unfortunately in our country what happens is entrepreneurs are not considered as a honest or a kind of a respected profession. The day the country realizes that this entrepreneur is a noble profession, I think nobody can stop this country to become a world number 1. America will be very far. Right? So, now having said that, one of the important today, it's so important that if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have your own ideas, you will do a lot of things. You want to do a particular, you might be get into production, you want to get into marketing, you want to get into clinical trials, you want to get into so many things. But one of the most important thing is, where will you sell it? How will you sell it? Whether it is a service or it's a product, isn't it? I might have a passion for whatever I have to do, but the same amount of passion, the potential customer, does he has that? The day we realize that nobody can stop you from becoming a successful entrepreneur. I have gone through myself. I had such a passion. Was passionate about certain products or a certain kind of technology what I had. But then, if the customer doesn't want it, or he doesn't perceive that he has perceived the value out of it, what is the use? Can also anybody tell me why will a customer will buy your product? Yeah.
When there is a need, sir. When there is a necessity.
Yes,
need.
exactly. And if there is a competition between like 3 or 4 products of the similar characteristics or a similar profile, why will he buy your product?
Brand,
Quality.
Right?
quality, how can we check? Price.
Price, right? Correct. Quality, right? Wow, great. I think you have covered half of what I already want to say. So it will be easy for me to explain you what all I want to say.
Advertisements.
Yeah? I'll tell you in a single line. I think that covers everything. The customer perceives that whatever you are giving him, and whatever he has paid for it, he has got more than what he has paid for. He has got a value. When you come to this college and Dr. Vishwanath is offering you a B.Pharm seat and he charges you, I don't know, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, whatever it is. And when you perceive that whatever education you are going to get is much more than 5 lakh what you have paid, you will definitely give him 5 lakh. Isn't it? And if you feel you are not getting a value of 5 lakh out of what you have paid, 5 lakh also include your hostel fees, your daily expenses and all that, you will say, Dr. Vishwanath is charging very high. Isn't it? So when you develop a product or services, keep that in mind. You might have a passion for your product, but then the consumer should feel there is a value in it. I think this is what I can say after my 30 years of experience. These are the strategies for successful entrepreneur. Right? Now, when you want to become an entrepreneur, again, 2 things. What is the kind of product mix you are going to have? Right? Whatever products you have, whatever the services you have, I divide it into 4 different categories. One is easy to buy product. Right? When I say easy to buy product, when you take this product to your customer, he doesn't have to think twice before ordering that particular product. Right? You will see many a times, like for example, you go to a confectionery store and you get a 5-star chocolate. How much does it cost? 5 rupees. Do you think twice before buying it? No. And what is the promotion? Nothing. So what the company is doing is low effort, high quantity. Huge quantity they are selling, but they may not be making any profit. Sometimes you might also make loss just to capture that particular customer by selling your easy to buy product. Right? So what I do is, unfortunately today because of the time constraints I couldn't make a PPT out of it. What we do is, there are 2 variables, efforts and the sale. Right? With the low effort, you get a high sale. This is what we call it as a easy to buy product. Every company should have an easy to buy product if you want to get a penetration into the market. And sometimes to do that, you can afford to do loss. I'm telling you, sitting at being an entrepreneur after three decades, I'm telling you, you can make a loss. You should have couple of products where you can afford to make loss. Then on the other end of spectrum is low effort, high profit. This is where your profit is going to come. You have low effort and very high profit. But to make that low effort, high profit, you should have this easy to buy product. I think Mr. Raju should be, Then you also have high effort, low profit. Once you have certain start the product with some passion or something, you will realize that there are products will be having high efforts, low profit. Those products you can afford to leave out, discontinue. It doesn't make sense. Then you also have low effort, low profit. So you have this kind of 4 different kind of products. So you should have once you realize the kind of effort what you are getting and what the kind of returns what you are getting, you can have this bifurcate your products into 4 different categories. Now once you do that, you will realize it's so easy to do the marketing. Similarly, you have your customers. There are certain customers, amazing customers like Raju. You make a low effort and you make a high profit. You should have those kind of customers. Then there are certain customers like you have time wasting customers. So you make a high effort, but they don't give you a business. You can afford to leave those kind of customers. So similarly, based on your effort and the kind of business what you have, you can categorize into 4 different customers. So this is what is called as a customer mix. So being an entrepreneur, you should understand what is the product mix you have, what is the customer mix you have. So once you realize that, again it becomes so easy to market your product. And this I'm telling you, this is, I'm not a marketer, I'm basically more of a technocrat rather than a marketing person. So this is how I do that. Now coming back to again one more point I want to make with you. Today, in such a competitive market, when you start becoming an entrepreneur, you want to make a product or you want to make a service. It's a very few areas where it's something like you have an innovation or a discovery. Many a times you'll be doing a me too kind of a product or a services. Now, one thing you should realize, in case you want to be successful, what is the kind of disruption you are making in the market. Just what the other fellow is doing, you do the same thing, you will never succeed. So what do you want to do? What is the kind of disruption you can do? I think so Raju mentioned about the kind of soya bean. Those days, soya bean, the people were promoting, it was saying it was a high protein percentage, high protein efficiency ratio. You should make that kind of a disruption. It's not that there was no protein powders available before that. I remember 50 years back we used to have protein X, protein Mules was there, lot of other was there. There was something like nothing was, he didn't do anything, such a new product, but the kind of disruption he did. What he did was he understood what is the customer's requirement. He made the customer to realize whatever he is paying for, he is getting a better value for it. So what is the kind of disruption you can do? One of the simplest disruption what people do is pricing. You try to sell at a lower price. I think Dr. Vishwanath, if he offers a B.Pharm seat at 50,000 rupees, will it be successful? If you come out with a low cost model, it has to be sustainable. If you don't sustain, after your second year, the college will close, and then you are also on the roads. Vishwanath sir also is on the roads. Do you want to do that? Your need is to have a quality education. So, one of the biggest disruption you can do is cost. You can cut down the costing. You can do that model to a certain extent, but you need to do that in a sustainable manner, right? Which is the low cost product you can think of? In that market, it's very difficult to penetrate. As simple as a Colgate toothpaste. No competition. Why?
In the biscuit industry.
Biscuit, Parle-G. 2 rupees will give you a biscuit pack. It's not that you and I cannot make a biscuit, we can do a much better biscuit. But then what he has been doing is, he has been very calculatively, what he has been doing is, he has been saying that somehow he has made a sustainable business model. But then, out of those 2 success stories, 98%, there will be 98 failures. So do whatever you want to do. There is another low cost model you can do. The second you can do is technology disruption, which is much more sustainable, I would say much of an innovation. Now coming to the pharma, what is the kind of technology innovation? I'll give you an example. Everybody has heard of diclofenac injection? Yes? And 20 or 30 years back, the brand leader used to be Boviron injection. I remember those days, maybe more than a decade back, that alone brand was #1 brand in India, doing around 200 crore plus business those days. It was by Novartis. Okay? Then there was a small company, a B.Pharm graduate like you, or M.Pharm. Then he went on to take his M.Pharm in doctorate, and he started this company called as Troika Pharmaceutical, Ketan Bhai Patel. Now, one of the problem what we had was in that injection was when we used to give that, there was a 3 ml dose, and when we used to give that injection, there used to be pain at the site of the injection. Okay? Now, what this person did was, first of all, he came out with a aqueous based injection. That used to be a Roviron, used to be non-aqueous based injection. And he added benzyl alcohol and made into a 1 ml, 75 milligram dose was put into 1 ml. And when it was done, there was no pain at the site of injection. Okay? Today, Moviron is nowhere in the picture. And this Troika's product called Dynapar injection is #1 in this country. We have fought multinationals successfully with our innovation strategy. Okay? And he is going to challenge. In fact, I had a discussion with him around a couple of months back, and he will challenge Moviron all across the world. He been covered by, I think in the IAC you need to have IPR expert. He have on one product 40 patents. Go through that product, and today Moviron injection is still available in market to a certain extent, 5 rupees per ampule. This fellow is charging 30 rupees an ampule, and 30 rupees product is doing well. So this is the kind of technology disruption you can do in the market. I can give you, if you think somebody can sit with me, I'll give you hundreds of pharma examples. Where this technology innovation has played a major role in disrupting the market and you becoming #1 in the market. Then the other thing what you can do is quality. Quality can be definitely a huge innovation. Then services. What customer is getting much more than what he is paying for. So unless you do it some kind of a disruption, you will not survive. There is no virgin area in this market. We are talking about, you talk about cancer, there are hundreds of products. You talk about cardiac, there is hundreds of products. If you talk about diabetic, skin, hundreds of products are available. So what is the kind of innovation you can do? And I'll tell you, Dr. Vishwanath sir, where is the innovation? All our innovations are in our library. Thesis after thesis after thesis are written and kept in our library. How many of us look at it again? This is why what I think IIC, I was just going through a presentation, and you're looking, bring out those innovations from your libraries to the market. IIC is very important, I think, for the students. You are all lucky enough, and also congratulate Dr. Vishwanath. These Aditya institutions have come out with this IIC cell where innovation can be a driver for growth of the career of most of the, not only the faculty, the students as well. So having said all that, I finished my B.Pharm in 1989, and when I finished my B.Pharm, I had a choice. My father was already into pharmaceutical business as a wholesaler. So either I get into a pharma straight away or I continue with my studies. I never wanted to continue with my studies, and I went to Delhi to work in a company in Delhi. I worked for 2 months. Then I had a great GATE score. Those days GATE was the exam. Today as you have GPAT, we have GATE. We had a great GATE score. We had to get into M.Pharm with scholarship. So I had a great. So there was a advertisement from College of Pharmacy Delhi administration. There is a M.Pharm seats are being offered. So I applied for that casually, went there, applied, and then I got a seat those days in pharmaceutics. Then I was in the dilemma. I was already working in a company whether to join M.Pharm or not. And at the same time, those days it was princely sum of 1,800 rupees for the stipend. That was like, that made me think, and I was getting a salary of 1,500 rupees. At the same time, at the end of the day, I wanted to become an entrepreneur one day. maybe after M.Com or PhD or something like. Basically, I'm a Marwadi, so Marwadi is always an entrepreneur. So normally those days, what used to happen was the moment you finish your 10th standard, so dad used to say, "Beta, ab to tu aaja dukaan mein aaja, hum log kaam karenge." Anyway, so that was past, and then I straight away went to my technical director in that company. This is how it is. What I'm in a dilemma, what to do. And to my surprise, he was happy, and he offered me one thing. You do one thing. You go to the college in the daytime. Evening you come to the factory. Oh wow! I thought that was a great opportunity. Like for them, there was a need. They didn't have somebody to look after their second shift. By the time it was almost 6 months was over when I was working, and I was independently, after 6 months, I was independently handling one of these capsule sections. So right, I joined my M.Com. Shootings, I did my M.Com daytime college. 6 to 12, I was doing my job there. So it was great. I think finished off 2 years. Again, after finishing my M.Com, again the dilemma: what to do. I desperately wanted to do a doctorate in those days, and by the time I had already got married out as well. So the dad says, "No, the studies is out of question." Those days I had got PhD seat in Indian Institute of Dr. G.P. Talwar's Institute, Indian Institute of Immunology. So with a stipend of 5,000 rupees. So unfortunately I couldn't join because dad said, "No, studies is good, you have to work." Then I gave my interview. This is the only interview I had given in my life with Dr. D.B. Right? Those days he was heading R&D in Dabur India Ltd in Delhi. So joined there. They offered me a salary of around 4,500 rupees. I straight away told Dr. Harish, "Sir, already married, I cannot sustain my family with 4,500 rupees." And I had to, from Bangalore, I had to stay in Delhi. Then he took me to Dr. Burman, their chairman, and he took my final interview and said, "You give this boy 8,000 rupees." So they gave me a promotion and they said, "You give this boy 8,000 rupees." So I joined there for 3 days. Then there was a call from dad. By the time my wife also had joined me in Delhi. So called me, "Will you come back? We are just starting a factory." This is how my entrepreneur journey started. Packed up my bag, didn't even give a notice to Dabur and came back to factory. So no, factory was not yet ready. This was 1991, and we took a rented place, and we started this company, Embiotic Laboratories, with tablet, capsule, syrup sections. With my 2 years of part-time experience, we started this manufacturing unit, and great help those days was our principal in our college, Professor Desai. By that time, he had become drugs controller. He granted me license with not much of expenses. But those days, should thank my dad, and I shall be always grateful to him. He invested 20 lakh rupees those days in a small factory, rented place. I put up all the facilities, and first year we did a business of 38 lakh rupees with all those regular generic products. Out of 38 lakh rupees and 20 lakhs of investment, 13 lakh was loss. So they say, and this was a right example when they say every person, if you have to be successful, you need to have setback. And if you can have a setback early in the career, the much better. This I am realizing today. If you had a setback now, I would not have come up. But then if you have early in the career, you have the setback, it's good enough. Okay, so you became kind of an MBA in entrepreneurship. So it's a small organization, and by the time we could recoup with all the losses and stabilize ourselves, it was 1998. And I'll tell you, what saved me was technology, the kind of knowledge what we had. If you think, my father was into kind of a distribution business, and all our family is into pharma, but then they are mostly into generics. You are working on low cost model. This is why I tell you that low cost model doesn't work. I wanted to was trying to get into that low cost model of business, and what I sacrificed was my ideas on innovation. So by the time 1998, with lot of government contracts, and by the time I stabilized ourselves, this is when I realized innovation only can sustain me. And I'll tell you today, Raju is one of the prime examples. One of the finest product what we made and we continue to make today was a range of dispersible tablets. Those today dispersible tablets are quite common, but those days it was. In fact, I had learned about that dispersible tablet when I was working in this Delhi company. And how it was again by accident. They used to make ampicillin dispersible tablet those days. But there was one chemist who was ex-Ranbaxy. So what he used to do was, those days it was no GMP and all, no batch records and no proper batch record, what is the process, no master formula. He used to separately, himself he used to make the batch and make and give the tablet. One fine day he left. And by the time this product was started doing very well. So whatever the batch for the, whatever the small batch recorder was, the dispensing sheet was there, my MD asked me to make the batch. We made the batch as per that. What I was supposed to get disintegration time within 3 minutes, it took 30 minutes. Welcome to PhD in dispersible. So this is how we learned, and after maybe a month or so with struggle of maybe those days with trial with more than 1 lakh tablets and lakh tablets or ampicillin, those days were very princely sum. Still, finally we succeeded getting a disintegration time with uniformity of dispersion passing, and this is how my work with dispersible tablets started in way back in 1990 and 1991. So which I put that in practice when I started my company. So we had a range of dispersible tablets, and my company those days was known about innovation and dispersible tablets, and also some pediatric suspensions where we could give good taste. And we apart from my own marketing, we had a marketing team. We also started getting into contract manufacturing. This is how came into contact with my couple of friends, including Kumaraswamy Raju. And I think this was again by chance. One evening he came to our office with my brother, and we were just discussing, and then he said, why not I had developed Nemesolite dispersible tablet by then. He said, why not you launch that with your brand? Those days contract manufacturing was kind of a new area. Then with great difficulty I convinced him to take 50,000 tablets. If I remember well, 50,000 tablets, total bill value was 10,000 rupees. So this is how we started, and by the time the first consignment I delivered to him 50,000 tablets, I think within a week he came back with the order of 2 lakh tablets. So it was a great encouragement from him, and today I think it's doing in millions of tablets. So this is how my association with him, and many other people who are still with me for last 24-25 years. I can name around 10 customers who are there with me from in contract manufacturing for last year. So this was a business model of contract manufacturing which we developed way back in 1998. There are 4 things very important when you do. You know what is a contract manufacturing business? I do manufacturing, and person a marketing expert like Raju does the marketing on his own brand. So he has to concentrate only on marketing, and I concentrate on manufacturing. 4 things very important. Obviously quality. You got to have an impeccable quality. There's no second thought about it. Keep on improving yourself. Third thing is what value you can add. For a customer, what value can you add? Those days I remember, whenever we used to do a contract manufacturing or for our own product, simple like a syrup bottle, the cap what you put on, the PP cap what you know, because it used to be a plain gold color cap, every company. So where is the branding? Many of you mentioned about branding. Where is the branding? I started giving a printed cap for my customers. Second thing, what all you can do is, in those days you used to have a kind of gum labels where you have a plain paper label stuck by a glue, wet glue, okay? Then on the sides you always find there is a gum inside. So we were one of the first companies to implement a sticker labeling machine way back those days, 2000, 2001 and all that. Today it has become much more common, but then although it used to be very expensive, we used to get those days sticker labels from all the way from Moldova. So what are the kind of value addition you can do to your customers? Extremely important. You can afford to lose 10-15 paisa, but you add value. I'll tell you why that value addition is very important. Third is, be responsive to your customers. Be responsive. This is where, when this in 2005, the concept of Badi, that excise-free zone came, still I had customers with me. Because people in Badi were not responding. People were paying advance, and then these fellows who don't respond for 2 months, 3 months. And here I am, every phone call I will take. So although I will say, I am expensive many a times, but then people stick to me. You have to be responsive. In fact, not only in the business, you have to be responsive in all your relationships. Important. You promise them certain things, be on time. Apart from the quality, you got to build up this kind of thing. So when I say about add value, one of the very, I think one of the important area where a disruption can happen is how do you build entry barrier on your product. Either you develop a product which is very complex in terms of technology, so that people who want to copy your product or you want to get into the same market as a product, it's very difficult. So one of the important strategies for growth for the entrepreneur is develop an entry barrier. Again, take the example of Parle-G. Can you think about, I'll give you 100 crore rupees, can you think of making a biscuit with 2 rupees a month? Can you? You can't. 100 crores I will give you. So this is very simple entry barrier you can do. So when you do kind of add value to your product, have a study, you are also building an entry barrier. You can, the more the customer asks you to customize your product, the more entry barrier you are building, and the customer will stick to you. When the customer is a fussy, the customer is demanding customer, you should be blessed, you should feel blessed. Because this customer is so demanding, and you are only one of the handful of suppliers or the vendors who will, if you are able to meet his demands, he will never leave you till the end of his life. This is what I learned from my experience. Add value to the product, add value to your practices, add value to the customer. You can do a lot of small, how you can differentiate yourself in terms of your practices. That is extremely important. So this is how I got into contract manufacturing. Then by 2005, what I found was the things was going well, and 2005, I would say 2004, I found was this small factory became really actually very small. People used to call this as a matchbox. I had a 4,000 square feet facility where I used to make tablet, capsule, oral liquids. But even if I go in there, I was more happy there. In that 4,000 square feet, when I left that factory in 2010, finally decided to leave that. I had so much of emotions attached to me. I used to work from morning 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the night, and so I never wanted to. When I left that unit, I was doing still 70 lakh rupees per business per month from that particular factory, small factory of 4,000 square feet. And I was more happy, and still I regret I should not have given up. So by 2004, I felt really the factory was small, except for my cabin. The boxes were just outside my doors. Boxes, drums, and all that. So finally, me and my dad decided we will take up our own land and put up a factory. So we started work. We took the land on March 2005, 1 acre of land, by borrowing some money from my relatives and all that. And by April 30th, March was the registration. 1st April, I had dug my borewell, and within 9 months, I put up the factory, which is, I would say, amazing. I don't know. I myself don't know how it happened. And by July 2005, I had started manufacturing. By that time, if you remember, many of you, chikungunya had broken out. This was something like COVID, what we have now. Chikungunya had broken out, and I had a contract with government of Karnataka to supply diclofenac tablet. And I'll tell you, this is where the technology helped me out. Everybody used to do enteric coating those days with cellulose acetate phthalate, which was, as a processing, was very cumbersome and very tough. Now, with my knowledge, I was one of the earliest person in India to start enteric coating with HPMC phthalate. And it was so smooth going, like you could finish the process in 6 hours time. And that diclofenac tablet, which we had a contract, we used to do 5 million tablets every day, and still we were not able to supply. This is where my new factory came into picture, and that whole year we made almost like close to around 100 crore tablets in that particular year. So this was a great beginning. Another disruption what we did was, you want to look at mass market. Another, I think Dr. Paranjyoti sir mentioned about the process innovation you can do. I think one of the simple innovation what we did was ranitidine tablets, which was those days which was very big. The pantoprazole and all came very later. But then ranitidine used to be a big product, and we used to make by wet granulation by using isopropyl alcohol and all that. And then always it used to take a lot of time, expensive, and always there is a fear. It's a very hygroscopic product, so always there was a fear that it will take up moisture. And we could, those days, I'm talking about 96 or 97, we could work with my API manufacturer and change the particle size, flow characteristics, and then we were able to convince him to make DC grade granules. So we started manufacturing that product with direct compression method. This is why what I could have made hardly in that small factory 5 lakh tablets a day, we could make 10 lakh tablets with much less manpower and not much exposure to the atmosphere, and we could avoid the risk of product taking moisture. And we could, again, those was one of my very extremely big product. We could supply to almost like half of India. So that was the kind of business we were able to do. So again, I would say the innovation, how we can look at the kind of opportunities what we have. So 2005 we started our manufacturing unit. By the time, then later on what we found was there was too much of competition on the government supply sector. So we started concentrated on my own brands as well as contract manufacturing. So after 15 years, by 16 years now, today we are like almost 50% of my business comes from my own brands and 50% from contract manufacturing. We work with almost like 30 odd companies, small, big, medium, everything. So this has been a kind of, I think again, I would say is we, as I said, we used to do a lot of government supply. Today also we do some government supply, but then we are also looking at where technology and niche thing can work for us. Give you an example, 2019, again I said, look at opportunities, how opportunities you can encash. 2019 there was a change in Indian pharmacopoeia. A dissolution test was brought into albendazole tablets. And you believe me or not, such a simple day-to-day product, 99% of the products in the Indian market were failing. And it is said that, I don't know, the rumor is that Glaxo purposefully put that dissolution test so that their product was passing, so that they can make a monopoly out of it. And today, if you can see, many of the albendazole brands have vanished, only few of them are doing well. Of course, it is under a price control, so that again becomes a kind of a deterrent for people to launch. But then, we had the technology to manufacture, although we were not very big into albendazole space, but we had the technology to ensure that we passes the dissolution test. What we found was one of our customers abroad had asked for USP albendazole tablet, which had a dissolution test earlier as well. So we had again worked with my API supplier, and we knew that the key thing for to getting a dissolution pass was the particle size. It has to be less than a particular nanometer size. So when we saw this opportunity, again we started getting into tender business. And during the COVID, when the business was down, in 2020-21, with one product alone, we did a 11 crore rupee business.
Which product?
Albendazole. Only with government supply, I am getting order, sitting at home, getting payment, sitting at home. So this was the kind of. So as a pharmacy graduate who is trying to become an entrepreneur, technology should be your forte. Again, Raju mentioned about that his alcohol tablet, when he talked about particle size. You could challenge a coffee plant which is made by a multinational company, by a small Indian company like BPRL, only on quality. You cannot beat anybody on price. You can beat only on quality. And the owner of that BPRL, he was classmate of Shobha Raniji, and he was again BPharm M.Pharm. So this is the kind of, if you see, most of the entrepreneurs who are based out of Bangalore and Karnataka, they are all pharmacy graduates. So this is how an entrepreneur can be successful. Initially I mentioned about, I asked you to write 3 words: needs, desires and problems. So when you talk about your product, is there any need? Is there a desire? Third, what is the problem you are solving? Deepest of the problems you are solving for your customer. What is the kind of needs and desires you are fulfilling of your customers, and what is the deepest of this problem you need to solve? Right? Want me to explain that? Everybody wants to satisfy his hunger, want to eat idli, that is the need. Desire is that idli should be as good as Brahmin's idli. Brahmin's coffee bar. Taste. Right? So how you are, so again here you look at, you are competing only on quality, not on pricing. You might get a cheaper idli, but then you will go directly. Rava idli, only from NTR. Even Mayas people don't go. And what is the deepest problem? Bisi idli barbeku. And chutney should be great tasting. Sambar should be hot. How many Dashani hotels will you go? Idli will be hot, sambar will be cold. Will you want to eat that? Both should be hot only. So that's the deepest problem we have with many. So if you want to be successful, need to identify these needs, desires, and the deepest of the problems. Another example, as I gave you albendazole tablet, the deepest problem was disillusion. And so if you are able to solve that deepest of the problem of your customer, you can get it. Business is waiting for you. Simple, I give you an example of indomethacin. Many of you must have seen in pharmaceutics or pharmacology classes. Indomethacin as a painkiller, as a efficacy, great drug. There is no parallel road. The problem is only safety. You will have the gastrointestinal irritation with that particular product. How can you solve that? Similarly, iron supplements. How can you solve that? Having a sustained release formulation. Who will make sustained release formulation? Not doctor. We pharmacists only can do. Or have it in the form of pellets. So this is one disruption you can do by technology, by solving not the problem of efficacy, but solving the problem of the safety by using your technology power. Great examples I can give about itraconazole. Lot of examples you have. I think one of the biggest innovation this country has done, which is in fact unfortunately we have been maligned, is fix dose combinations. We require fix dose combinations, but then you need to prove safety and efficacy and rationality. If you can prove that, nobody can stop India from becoming the powerhouse of the world. That is innovation. What I call it is incremental innovation. I think today we are looking at, as an Embiotic, as a company, we are known for quality of the products, reliability, and responsible behavior. I think with that small talk, thank you, Vishwanath sir, for giving me the opportunity to probably I overshot my time for maybe a double or something, but then I'm happy that even if out of all the students, if I can make one entrepreneur, one person to become an entrepreneur, that will be the happiest day of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for throwing light on all nook and crannies of entrepreneurship. Talking about 4 different customer mix, the challenges that were faced by you, and enlightening us with all the things that you have gone through is really awesome, and you have really given a real motivation and real inspiration for all the students who have present here. We are extremely delighted to have you and to listen to you. I request the students, if you have any questions, I think you can shoot the questions to our guest speakers who are present over here. Yes, questions. You can tell your name and the question to whom you want to ask. Yes, please.
Vishwanath from final year.
Come this way. Come this way.
Biggest challenge to become an entrepreneur.
To Harish, sir. Okay, sir.
You know what's the biggest challenge? The biggest challenge starts before you become an entrepreneur. You should ask yourself, why I want to become an entrepreneur? What is the biggest motivation to become an entrepreneur? Once you answer that, how will I do it, when I will do it, everything will fall in place. The first question is why I should want to become an entrepreneur. There can be, what is the motivating factor or a driving factor which is make me want to become an entrepreneur? One can be very simple, I want to earn a lot of money. Not a very, it should be something which should come from your heart. Okay, you want to become an entrepreneur, that answer for that why has to come from your heart. It should be moving you. I want to help my father. Great, but not that motivating. I want to build a house for myself. Great. I want to give a great future to my kids. Great. So you should ask your question. What I would do is, if somebody wants to become an entrepreneur, ask this why. 1, 2, 3, 4. Write down all that and see which is the most motivating factor. I think once you answer that, then everything will fall. How will I do, what I will do, when I will do, where I will do, everything will fall in place. Maybe you want.
There's another question, sir. Come first.
So, sir, a lot of people mention that this entrepreneurship should be from generations. Like, what is your take on that?
I'll give you a small answer. What small challenge I am personally facing? I have a son. Okay, he just finished his MBA and he doesn't want to join my business. And he wants to work in some company. And he has been applying to, like, I know only pharma companies who can join. And because of my challenge, what I have is many of the pharma company owners know me. Now, one of the biggest challenge what I have is the moment he applies for a job somewhere, he's Harish's son. Hey, why you want a job here? Your father is there, you join his company. So today what has happened is ruled out working in a pharma company, but still he wants to work somewhere, or he wants to start on his own. Okay. So today the challenge is sometimes an entrepreneur's son doesn't want to become an entrepreneur, he wants to become a professional. That becomes a challenge. So only thing is you can go abroad where nobody knows you and yes, what you said is right. The entrepreneurs become challenging because from the day you are born, you are looking at what are the entrepreneur, how does it work. So somewhere in your mind you start developing a love for it. And this is what you know. My father was an entrepreneur. I know only to become an entrepreneur. But then anybody can become an entrepreneur. Today, thanks to the new generation, thanks to the information technology and thanks to everything what is available. If you look at some of the unicorns, in their family, nobody was in the Narayan Murthy's. Tell me who was an entrepreneur in their family? Nobody was an entrepreneur in their family. Perhaps, or maybe the other founders of Infosys, or Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. I don't know whether the father was her father was an entrepreneur. I think he was working in UB, if I remember well. No background. So if you look at, or even Dhirubhai Ambani's father was not an entrepreneur. Or other day I was seeing the interview of Adani ji, Gautam Adani. He dropped out of school, college, and became one of the biggest entrepreneurs. Nobody was his father was a school teacher. So keep that in mindset. Don't keep that in mindset. Entrepreneurs only can. Yes, you will know if you really want to become, you will have a first mover advantage. But then somebody who has a talent, nobody can stop you.
Thank you, Jain. Inspired me very deeply.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected speakers. My question is, being a successful entrepreneurship, what are the basic guidelines for developing a customer baselines? Like, how can we reach whole? Not everyone can reach the whole customer demands and all that. So, what are the basic things that we can match the wavelength of the customer mindset so that to be a successful person?
As Mr. Harish has told, that add-on value. When the doctor want to accept your product, see, there are a lot of competition, a lot of competitive brands are available. If your product is distinctive in the crowd, either look at that, when I launched my Biovitamins powder, okay, everyone was talking about only 60% of the soy protein isolate. When I started talking about the 90%, and doctors, they used to ask me, are 90% means it will going to be very bitter. The patient palatability will be not, it won't be not that great. The patient compliance, it won't be there. So we used to convince the doctor by newer technology, increasing the protein, concentrate to 90%, where we more palatable also. And we used to have the taste campaigns with the doctor. As I told, when I joined the DuPont, they used to fund me to bring the awareness among the doctors. We used to have a get together. So we used to give the drink. Our protein drink we used to give. They were very happy with the product. Once if they experience personally, then once they believe the product, they'll start.
So in terms of, if you want to talk in terms of profit and all, in the sense we can't.
No, profit, that's what I told. I don't believe in selling at a lesser price. See, you see any economical brand is not doing good, maybe biscuit industry. There's no competition, they sell. But in pharma, as I told, my initial beginning of my career, I had to sell the expensive products. I was fighting with the multinational, which is the brand leader. It used to sell at 65. Okay? So we used to sell the same combination IMO at 125.
So how will it partly reach the customer demands?
Demand, doctors were convinced, we were able to convince through our communication, that add-on value. Doctor, we use 5 micron size paracetamol, where it disintegrates very fast, where it gives quick relief. Doctor, if he is having anybody body pain, fever, a headache, if he gets the relief, within 15 minutes you are sure. Doctor, within 15 minutes your patient will going to get relief. And Mr. Harish was talking about the disposable tablet. So my first product was in pharma, that is our insulin mouth dissolving tablet. We give such a nice packaging, monocotton, even though it was expensive by that time. Everybody used to give 10 into 10 pack. We used to give more nice monocotton, and you don't believe the way we communicated with doctors. Doctor, give one tablet. It was within 10 minutes. And there was one pediatrician. He used to break our English tablet in two, and he used to put it into its mouth. By the time they need to reach home, fine. The doctor one day has complimented me that because of having this, my practice has gone up. Because add-on value. You have to be different. Add-on value, and you have to be different. I'm not a good orator like Mr. Harish. Okay, I am myself more into admin job. And look, one more we have. I told about C+. I think many of you could have taken C+ here in this crowd. A lot of people would have been tried C+. Correct? You don't believe. Lot of doctors, they thought it is a US made product. It's not an Indian product. We have given such a beautiful packaging, presentation, the branding, labeling, and even the cap, what we use, CRP cap. Lot of doctors, they were not aware how to open the lock. They were thinking it is a US brand because nobody was in India with 1000 mg and with the right dosage of vitamin C 1000 mg, D3 mg, and nice coating and the color so nice. What do you say? Yeah. I don't know. Is it? See, we have put a lot of efforts. Maybe that didn't help to serve the humanity. Right time we bought the right product. It's appreciated by all doctor fraternity. Still they remember, but unfortunately they have restricted only COVID. So they are all doctors again. They want to prescribe only for 4th wave. So we don't want that. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is for Harish sir. Can we be an entrepreneur directly without having basic working experience, even we have innovative ideas?
Depends on what kind of entrepreneur you want to be. If you want to start a pharmaceutical company manufacturing, my answer is no. Because it's such a complicated industry. As an entrepreneur, if you don't know what basic GMP, then what's a formulation, what's a combination, again depends on how much money you have, what is that Y factor what you have, as I mentioned to you. But then unless you know the basic things, again at the end of the day, you might end up with all the experts and all that. You might end up starting making a factory, making a product. But then where you want to sell, who is going to be your customer, what is going to be your niche market, and you should know what is manufacturing, what is stability, what is validation, what is QA systems. I forgot to mention you, I think when you become an entrepreneur, in every company, every organization has 7 different functions. Okay? And all those 7 different functions or 7 different departments should work simultaneously. I'm talking about simultaneously. So unless you have that knowledge of 7 different departments, what is those 7 different departments? HR, number 1. Okay, what is going to be a risk? As a management, as a owner, you should be able to drive that HR. What are going to be HR policies? Second is operations. Third is sales. Fourth is marketing. Sales and marketing is what not same. Okay. So what is marketing is promoting your product, and whatever the marketing what you are doing, converting into a business is a salesperson's job. Okay, R&D.
If the formulation is very needed for the population, sir.
Okay.
If the innovative idea is for that.
Let him complete 7 first.
Yeah, I will tell you, I got your question. So you have something, an innovative idea and all that. So before that, you want to complete what you do, enlist this 7 different functions: HR, sales, marketing, operations, R&D, finance, management. All these 7 functions has to function simultaneously. It's not that today I will do R&D, tomorrow I will stop the R&D, finish the R&D today, tomorrow I will do the marketing, day after tomorrow sales, fourth day. No. Every day all the 7 functions should open. Maybe we can have a different session where I can tell you in detail all these 7 different functions. But then coming back to that, your questions of you, how do you know this people want that particular product? So as I said, why you want to do it, that is more important. Okay, so you have all that and want to become an entrepreneur, you are sure about the market of the product, you can go ahead. But then still, as a management, become an entrepreneur, you should know these 7 different functions. And at all these 7 different places, you can keep a key people. Again, what are the HR? How do you recruit all these people? So you don't know what is R&D. You don't know what is, maybe you know R&D being a technical, but what is finance? You don't know what are the taxation and all that. So at the same time, you should know how to recruit those 7 different heads of those 7 different people. But I don't want to discourage you, but then I would rather suggest 2 to 3 years of experience before you really put in money. One more line I want to say. Having decided that you want to become an entrepreneur, or having decided anything, today I am here, I want to go there tomorrow, by say of the vendor here, start taking action. What will happen is from here you want to go there. I give you an example is from you decide from Bangalore I want to go to Chennai. Want to take your own car. Okay. On the way, you reach Krishnagiri and your car gets punctured. Will you stop your journey? No. You repair and get it done. Huh? So instead of reaching in 6 hours time, you reach in 7 hours time. So this is what is entrepreneurship. Take action. On the way, you find lot of hurdles, but you take action. You want to go straight, you may not go straight. You somewhere like this, you will go. Even if you don't reach Chennai, you might reach. What is that place? I forgot. There's all those Hyundai factory and all those are there. You raise. Yeah, Ambatur. You may not just before Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. So, Sri Perambuturu you will reach. Okay, somewhere. But then you have taken action. At least you have reached there. That is entrepreneurship.
So what my suggestion to you, better work for 2-3 years in a company, learn at company cost. If you start on your own immediately, you will learn at your cost. This is what I believe, because I worked for 3 years, I learned the marketing, sales. Now I work only on my strengths. Both of them, I'll tell you.
Good afternoon all. Myself Madan Babu from 4th year BPharm. My question to Harish sir. How to handle the challenges and pull back from the people who demotivate when I mentioned as to become an entrepreneur?
Again, as I told you, what moves you? That question why is very important. Then you will find answer for all your challenges yourself. You don't have to ask anybody. You don't require Harish sir or Vishwanath sir or Paranjyoti. Yeah, that why is very important. Why you want to become an entrepreneur? That is exactly what. This is why when I have just told you, your why has to be very strong. It's not that just a passing. I just want to earn money. So everybody wants to earn money, yeah. But then why you want to earn money? I want respect in the society. I want to build my own house. Or it can be that I want to be safe. one of the top 10 manufacturers in this world, and I should be known about the innovation. That's a great why. Or I would say, I want to start a paracetamol manufacturing unit, and I want to be the top 3 manufacturer of paracetamol tablet in this world. Granules India, of course, is, for example, is one of them, something like that. So that why is actually important. Then those challenges will come. If there is no challenges, we as a human being, we don't have to be there.
Good afternoon. My question is for Kumaraswamy sir. Is there any protocol for being a successful entrepreneur? Become a successful.
You have to be more disciplined, and you have to be more confident about what you're going to do. And the financial discipline is the most important to become successful entrepreneur. This is what I strongly believe. The most important. Today you look at any big or because of their financial discipline they succeeded. Look at the Malia. He was a hero in our times. What Mr. Harish? He is a role model. We should dream of becoming like Malia. Because of discipline in financial regularity. So I strongly believe financial discipline will make you more successful entrepreneur.
I told you about those 7 business functions. Okay, you gave that example of Malaya. Okay, so I talked about 7 business functions. Where he failed was his management. He could manage the things properly.
One last question from myself to both of you. What is that driving force that keeps you go ahead? What is the motivating force because there are a lot of hurdles that people might be facing during your entrepreneurship. So what is that one key motivating factor that motivates you a lot throughout your entrepreneurship?
Finally, the success. What we see the success? After simplest success, we got recognized. Now we have a 200. Now my ambition to make it my employees strength to 1,000 employment I want to generate. We should, whatever we plan, we should work for it. I strongly believe. I think by another 5 years, we have our own plans to make it 1,000 employees. This is what my ambition. We should not run behind the money as success. If you work hard, sincerely, religiously, the success and money will follow.
As I told you, I became an entrepreneur at a very young age, just out of with 2 years of experience. And initially, out of that 20 lakhs, what my dad had invested, he had lost quite an amount of money. And I think actually I found that my why, I think indirectly you are asking me why, what was your why? So I found my why somewhere around 95, 96. I think one of the most important why, I wanted my company to be debt free. Number 1. Number 2, even today I have something that I'm so passionate about, whatever it is, I want to launch a new drug for the first time in the world. So, and to do that, I need to have so much of money in my pocket, at least I should be able to do that. I think that keeps me going.
Thank you so much. That is so amazing. Yes, because of all your intellectual thoughts that you have put together and encouraged all our young budding entrepreneurs who are there here in this hall, we would like to felicitate you from our college, Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmacy Education and Research. Before we felicitate, I request Dr. Paranjyoti sir to please speak few words.
So, we have heard 2 successful stories from Mr. Kumaraswamy and Mr. Harish. What is my story from Aditya? Dr. Vishwanath is sitting here. So I would like to talk on his behalf that Aditya, he started Aditya institutions in the year 1998 with 9 teachers and 9 students. 1:1. 9 students and 9.
Non-teaching and teaching 9.
Okay, both put, okay. 9 teaching staff and 9 non-teaching staff. So today, what is Aditya or what is ABIPER? Aditya institutions have got 3,000, more than 3,000 students. Give a good hand. And how many staffs are there? More than 350. So now you can imagine how his story is that started with a 9, today we are more than 3,000. So that's a successful story. And there is a saying in Hindi that Ek mark do tukda. He told me that 12th January there will be a new auditorium with having more than 100 seats and it will be ready. He made it possible. Give him a big hand. And one small story of Dr. Vishwanath. We both were walking together. He suddenly stopped, took his rifle, took his gun. He started shooting something. I was there with him. I asked him that what are you aiming for in this tree? Sir, you only told me. So you are going to shoot and you are asking me to see what is that. You try, you tell me. I told him that, oh, I am seeing that right side of trunk. Oh, that's what you are doing. He said, no. Then I can see some greenery leaves on the apex of the plant. He said, no. Then I told him, what is that? He told me, you can see a small brown patch over there. Yeah, I can see. Above that, can you see there is a bird sitting? He said that is what he is aiming. So he thinks beyond all of us. So his education, his institutions is like this. So I would definitely say that Aditya institutions will have a greater day tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. As you said, the true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer. So our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Vishwanath sir, he is a true doer, also a dreamer, who is going to achieve a lot of things successfully ahead. With this quote, I would like to request all the dignitaries to please come onto the stage and felicitate our guest speakers of today. I request our Chairman, Dr. Vishwanath sir, along with Paranjyoti sir, along with Shobharani ma'am, to please come and felicitate our first guest speaker, Mr. Kumaraswamy sir, Managing Director, Biovitamins Private Limited. I also request our principal ma'am, principal in charge, Dr. Suchitra ma'am, also to please come. Along with, I request Mr. Harish Jain sir also to join. As a token of appreciation for the beautiful time that you have taken and come here and inspired all the young minds over here with your successful story. Thank you, sir, for taking your time and coming over here. I also request all the dignitaries to please felicitate Mr. Harish Jain, sir, for such a humorous talk that we had and also enlightening speech. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I request. We thank our chairman, sir, for inaugurating such a beautiful seminar hall over here, for taking relentless efforts.
Sir, those lights. Behind.
We thank our chairman, sir, for inaugurating, along with all other chief guests, for inaugurating this wonderful, spacious seminar hall, which is really going to give a lot of great personalities in this particular hall. Thank you, sir. We thank you very much, sir. I would like to request Mr. Anupam, sir, to propose the vote of thanks. As we are going to come to a conclusion, I request all of you to please give a round of applause for all the dignitaries who are present. Also a pat on your side for successfully, for patiently listening over here and getting inspired. Once again, I thank our chairman, Dr. Biovitamins, sir, to inaugurate this wonderful, spacious seminar hall, which is really going to change the ideas, the thoughts of the young people. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bharati. Well, I'd like to start. At times our own light goes out and it is rekindled by a spark and from another person. So thanks to them with this gratitude who enlightened us with their flame within us. We started this session, I believe I remember and we all remember, we started the definition. Innovation is successful exploitation of new ideas. And it starts with Dr. Paranjyoti. The session ended with innovation. So myself, Anupam Kantibag, part of this ABIPER, I feel honored and privileged to get this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special event on this inauguration of Institutional Innovation Council. Myself, on behalf of Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, management, faculty and students, to convey deep regards and hearty thanks to our guests, Mr.Y.N, Kumaraswamy Raju and Mr. Harish Jain, for their gracious presence. My sincere thanks to Mr. Y.N. Kumaraswamy for his sharing his story, sharing his journey from being an employee to an entrepreneur. His story deeply encourages us, and finally we feel that either of us or else our young minds can be trained on that. Then next goes to Mr. Harish Jain, who taught us, who started his session with those 3 simple WhatsApp words, and finally we ended with to create job and to give job. We are really thankful to Harish sir for adding his values and being responsive to teach us all this session. Finally, I would like to thank our management for giving this stage for conducting such events. As we already came to know that it is our beloved, our dynamic chairman, Dr. Vishwanath, that due to his continuous encouragement, guidance and providing such an environment for this educational developments today which we are having. Next, I propose my thanks to Dr. Paranjyoti, being a Vice President of IIC, as well as a Research Director for this institution, for continuously radiating the source of energy in research with Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research Institution. I profuse my deep gratitude to Dr. Shobharani ma'am for her excellent guidance and being President of IIC for her inspiring address behind IIC. I also convey my thanks to Dr. Suchitra ma'am for being an unlimited support for being convener of IIC. My sincere thanks to Mrs. Bharti madam for her coordination throughout this event, as well as entire faculties of Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Next, last but not the least, my deep regards and thanks to my students for their patience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank all the dignitaries once again.